शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय अधिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। The reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, canto 10, chapter 52, verse number 33. In the previous class we studied how Rukmani has sent a Brahmana with a letter or a message. It is not very clear whether she wrote or she just gave a verbal message, because there was debate a long time ago that in India they did not know how to write. So somebody said no, Rukmani sent a letter, and the other party was saying she did not send a letter, she only spoke verbally. Because there are different types of messengers. One type of messenger is like a postman who just takes your letter and gives and that's all. He does not add, subtract, nothing. And there are other types who also they speak and they can persuade or give answers. So there are different types. So here Brahmana is only, of course the commentator will say that he was reading it, but from the verses it's not clear. So Krishna received the Brahmana very nicely. So the main reason is because Krishna is very respectful to Brahmanas. Secondary reason is that he wants to get married. So if you want to get married and somebody is coming from the girl side, you better treat the person nicely. Otherwise he can go and give a bad report. So therefore he is treating the Brahmana extra nicely. So, but the sloka says he is Brahmanya Deva. He is very respectful to them. We will see this later on also. Krishna says that Brahmano Janmana Guru, that Brahman is Guru just by his birth. He teaches this to his children in the story of King Nirga. So Vipran Swalabha Santushtan Sadhun Bhuta Sruhittaman Nirahankarine Shantan Namashe Sirasakrit. So earlier he said that a Brahmana should be content, self-satisfied. Otherwise he will wander here and there. Even if he is like Indra, he will want more and more. And one who is satisfied and content can purify himself and everyone else. So here he says with Vipran Swalabha Santushtan, that Brahmanas who are happy by their own labha, means whatever they gain in charity, donation, etc. Sadhun Bhuta Sruhittaman. So they are sadhus, they are saintly by nature, and they are the best friends of living beings. Nirahankarina Shantan, they are without ahankara and peaceful. So such sadhus, he says that I bow down, Namasya Sirsakrit. Sirsasakrit. Okay, it is not Sirsakrit but Sirsa. Sakrit means asakrit. That again and again I bow down to them with my head. Because you can bow down simply joining your hands, but he says I put my head at their feet. And not once, but asakrit, repeatedly. So he also says this in 9th canto, Sadhu Hridayam Mahim Sadhunam Hridayantvaham. That sadhus are my heart, and I am also in the heart of the sadhus. Madanyattena jananti naham tebhyo managapi. They don't know anything other than me, and I don't know anything, even a little bit. So it's a mutual love, Krishna with his devotees, sadhus. So that's what he says here also. So Svenaiva Silonchanadito yo labhastenaiva tushtan natu parto lobharthina. So Swalabha is commenting Sri Vishnu Chakravarti that they are just happy whatever they get. Silonchan vritti, which is also called, there are two types of vrittis. One is called Silonchan vritti, other is called Kapota vritti. For Brahmanas, some Brahmanas, they lived like that. So Silonchan vritti is that when there is a crop, for example wheat crop, and the farmers they come and harvest, but then what is remaining there, the Brahmanas will come and pick up the grains. So that is called Silonchan vritti. Because it is said in Smriti Shastra that what falls on the ground, then that is free for others to take, and there is no karma involved in that. If you go and beg, then there is some karma involved in that. But if you live by Silonchan vritti, then no karma involved in that. This is karma-free grain. Other is called kapota vritti. That is where grains are sold. So some grains fall on the street near the grain market. So you go and pick up that and live with that. That's not much, but if you survive with that, that's why we have Kanada, the propagator of Vaisheshika system. He's called Kanada for this very region, Kanamatiti Kanada. So he's just picking up grains and lives only by that. So some Brahmanas used to do that. So that is what Krishna is referring here as Swalabha. So Sulonchanaditoyo labhas tenaiva tushran, and they are satisfied with that. So they don't go around asking for donation or anything like that. In fact, if you give them, they will not accept. They don't want. So therefore he says, Natu parto lobharthina. So they are not greedy to accept anything from others. So now he asks question to him directly about him, that how is he and why has he come. So kachidvaha kushlam brahman rajato yasya hi prajaha sukham vasanti vishye palyamana hi same priyaha. So he says that, O Brahmana, are you happy, satisfied from the side of the king? Because it is the duty of the king to take care of the subjects. And if the subjects are living happily, sukham vasanti vishaya, in the country, vishaya here means the land or the country over which the king is ruling, then he says such a king is very dear to me. Because king is also a representative of Krishna. Nirannam Nripa. Krishna says that he is king among the human beings. Because king's duty is actually to make sure that the subjects follow dharma. This is the prime job of king, to give protection, that they are not disturbed by outside, especially by outside people attacking, or there is no one disturbing within the kingdom. So this is, and then to make sure that everybody is following dharma. These are the important duties of the traditional kings in India. So that's why he says sukham vasanti vishaye palyamanaha. So praja palyamana, the praja is being protected, taken care of by the king, and they are living happily, comfortably, without any disturbance from outside sources. Like now you see something happens and so much chaos and killing and looting and raping goes on. So he says, when people live like that, then I am happy with such a king. Means this is actually the wish of God or Krishna, that people live peacefully in a dharmic manner and not exploiting others. So that's why the king is installed as a representative of God. Yatastvamagato durgam nistiryaha yadichaya sarvam no bruhya guhyam chet kim karyam karavamate. So now he is asking the reason why he has come. He says, you have come here to our fort-like city, because Dwarka was like a fort. It's like forts, they are surrounded by water to protect it from the enemies, and they are built on generally mountains or hills, high places, which is difficult to reach. So you have arrived here, yatastvam. What is the cause for that? and nistirya iha yadichaya. So you must have some reason to come. So please tell me if it is not a secret. Sarvam no bruhi aguhyam chet. So please tell me everything if it is not secret. Obviously if it is a secret, why should he come there? He's come there because he wants to say something, but still. And whatever is in our means, we will do that to help you. Kim karyam, what is to be done, karavama te. We will definitely do it. So there is no internet here. I don't know why. There is no commentary on this. Evam samprishta samprashno brahmanah parmeshthina lila grihita dehena tasmai sarvam avarnayat. So when the Brahmana was questioned like this by Krishna, then by Krishna, who is called here as Parameshthi, but who is now Leela Grihita Dehena, who has accepted this human body or who is appearing like a human being. So the Brahmana related everything to him. The reason for which he has come means he told that I am coming from Kundinpur and I have been sent by Rukmani with a letter to you. She is inviting you to come and marry her. So here Krishna is called Parameshthi, means he is the supreme personality, topmost person. Parameshthi word is also used for Brahma, means who is situated on the supreme position. And Leela Grihita Dehena. So this is to indicate that Krishna has appeared to perform his Leela. Otherwise, what was the need? Who is going to marry God? Who is the Aham sarvasya parabhas matta sarvam pravartate dhata mata pitamaha. I am the father, I am the mother, I am the grandfather. So who will marry him? So therefore he says Leela Grihita Dehena, that he has manifested his human form to perform pastimes. So therefore all this is possible. That is the indication. So samprishta samprashno yasya samai kopi prashnaschedasti prichyatam. So there is two words used here, samprishta and samprashna. So both sam is used, means he asked in a very gentle manner, samprishta very nicely, and samprashna being asked with nice questions, not some irritating questions, but pleasant questions, because he treated him so nicely and also asked very gently, you must have some problem, do you have any trouble, how did you arrive here with such this place is difficult to reach. So very kindly he is asking. So then he speaks. So mai kopi prashnaschedasti prichyatam. So if you have anything to ask me, please ask. Do not hesitate. Lilya eva devya grihita sviyatvena angikrito deho yasya tena. So who is he? He says, I have accepted this form by the grace of Leela Devi. In this form I am existing here. So then Brahmana, so there it says Tasmai Sarvam Avarnayat. So he related everything to Krishna. So here there is no mention that he said, I have a letter or anything. He said he described everything, varnayat. Whether he described by reading or speaking, can be both. But it's not clear. So this is what he spoke. So he is repeating as if Rukmani is saying it. So that means it was written down. Because it says Sri Rukmani Vacha. That Srimati Rukmani said. So Rukmani Devi is not there and Brahmana is reading it. That's why it is Sri Rukmani Vacha. Like you read Bhagavad Gita and it says Dhritarashtra Vacha. So you are just reading what Dhritarashtra spoke. So similarly it says Sri Rukmani Vacha. That means it was written down and he is reading that. So this is what she said. So one should learn from this how to write a love letter. People don't know these days. Of course now you have ChatGPT. So that's very good. You can ask ChatGPT to write a love letter. You don't have to work very hard. But if you want to make it personal, then learn from Sri Rukmani. Sasutva gunan bhuvan sundara shinvatam te nirvishya karna vivrai hartong rupam drisham drishimatam akhilarthalabham tvayachyuta vishati chittam apatrapam me. So she is first praising Krishna. And the best praise is to praise the beauty. If you say somebody, you are so beautiful, the person's heart opens. You say, I have never seen anybody more beautiful than you. And your smile is just amazing. So therefore it says, Bhuvana Sundara. So Bhuvana Sundara means Bhuvaneshu Sundara. That in all the three lokas, you are most beautiful. Sundara, so it is Su and Undi Kledani Dhatu. That's how you get the word Sundara. Kledana means to make wet. So it says Sundara means that a person who is so beautiful that your heart melts. Making wet means melting your heart. So therefore it says Bhuvana Sundara. Krishna is called Shyam Sundara. So he is beautiful. So she is not saying Shyam Sundara, she is saying Bhuvana Sundara. Because there may be someone else who is Shyam Sundara. There can be many Shyam Sundaras. But when you say Bhuvana Sundara, that person can be only one. If you say she is Miss Universe, there cannot be two. Right? Miss Universe can only be one. So therefore it says, you are Mr. Universe. Bhuvana Sundara. Right? Bhuvana Sundara will be translated as Mr. Universe. Most beautiful. And you are so beautiful that simply hearing your qualities. So sometimes people are beautiful, but they do not have good qualities. So Krishna is not only just beauty, external, but internal beauty. So it says, Shrutva gunana bhuvan sundarshan vatam te nirvishya karna vivrair harto angatap. That your qualities, when you hear the description of your qualities, as soon as they enter into the holes of the ears, Srinvatam. So twice the word is used, Shrutva and Srinvatam and Karna Vivrai. So what was the need to say hearing and entering in the Karna Vivrai? If you hear, it will enter into the ears only, or where else it will enter? Into the nose? No. Sound enters into the ear. If it enters anywhere else, makes no sense. So and twice Shrutva Gunan Shrinvatam. So first is Sritva means after hearing, And Shriṇvatam actually means those who are hearing. Those who are hearing, after hearing, when they're hearing and it enters, then it brings such an effect that all the suffering of your body goes away. Means if you had a pain in your body, so now you say, oh, I need a massage because my body is aching. So you hear Krishna's qualities and the pain goes away. Anga tapam. Tapam means pain, suffering. So you have any suffering in your bodily limbs and you hear the qualities of Krishna, then all your bodily suffering goes away. And bodily suffering cannot go away if the mental suffering does not go away. Bodily suffering goes away, that means mind also peaceful. Otherwise, if mind is disturbed, then it's not wonderful. So therefore it says harato angatapam. So this is about the qualities. And rupam drisham drishimatam akhilartha labham tvaya chuta vishati chittam apatrapam me. And someone who sees your beauty, and who sees your beauty, drishimatam, those who have eyes to see. So it is like they have attained everything. Akhilartha labham. There is nothing more to be attained. You say, well, my life is perfect now. I have seen Krishna. So after seeing him, what more remains to be seen, heard, or achieved? So therefore it says, Drishimatam akhilartha labham rupam drisham. So the eyes become completely satisfied. And now she is talking about herself. Says, Tvai achyuta vishati chittam aptrapam me. He says, oh Achyuta, my chitta is entered into you and it is making me shameless. Or my shameless chitta is entering in you. Chittam apatrapam. Trapa means shame or shyness. Apatrapa. So this is because Krishna may say that how can you talk like this? Don't you feel ashamed to speak to some stranger like that? Write like this? And if you are shameless like this, why shall I marry you? I want to marry somebody who is modest. So he says the problem is with you only, O Achyuta, because these things are entering into my heart. Achyuta avishati chittam aptrapam me. Or they are entering, your qualities have entered into my ears, your beauty into my eyes, and that is making my chitta as shameless. Therefore I am writing this to you. So Vishwanath Chakravarti's comment on this. So he writes one sloka. Rukmanya swam ekante likhitva dattapatrikam mudram utmuchya krishnaya prema chinnam adarshayat. So according to Vishwanath Chakravarti, she actually wrote it by her own hand. Rukmanya swam ekante, that in a lonely place she wrote the letter. So this is the love letter. Datta Patrikam, and she gave this letter to the Brahmana, that please. And when she gave it, she sealed it. So previously when they wrote letters, etc., they have to seal. And seal was made from, you know how that was made? That lac. So this lac comes, you heat it, it melts, then you put it and then you put your seal on it. So kings will have their special seal. So now no one can open it, because if you take it somewhere, they will know that it has been opened. So therefore it says he opened the seal, Mudram Utmuchya Krishnaya, and then he showed that, look, there are symptoms of love in this letter. The letter had some symptoms of love. So Prema Chinnam Adarshayat. Not only he showed the letter, he says here the letter, and these are symptoms of love, which means the tears falling from her eyes when she was writing. So some of the letters were wet, the ink flowing. So that's the Prema Chinna, letters of bliss, tears of bliss. So Brahmana Shri Krishna Agnyaya Vachayati iti Sri Swami Charana. So according to Sridhar Swami, it is Krishna who ordered the Brahmana that you please read it. So Krishna was not thinking, this is a letter, I should read it privately, otherwise this Brahmana will also know. He says, if this Brahmana is coming, what is the harm? There is nothing that I have to hide. So that means Sridhar Swami also thinks that it was written, because he has also commented like that he told the Brahmana to read. Actually, this sloka which he has cited here, it is written by Sridhar Swami also. You see, he's just quoting this part from Sridhar Swami. Thought this was sloka made by him, but it is Sridhar Swami's sloka. So means that is also his belief. So Nanu Adrishta Ashrutachari Nripkanyam Tvam Mahyam Varaya Patrikam Savivahartham Nirlajjam Kathamangi Karomi iti chet. So Krishna is putting a question back, as if he is putting a question, that he says, I have not seen you, I have not heard about you, you are princess, daughter of a king, and you are sending this letter to me for marriage. So you must be very shameless to do this, because king's daughter don't do such things. So why you think I should accept you? So in this sloka is as if this is a reply, assuming that Krishna may think like this. So she writes. So this is how you have to write letter to somebody, that you write, the other person is also thinking that what effect this will have on the person. Because most of the time we only think from our angle, what you think, and we don't think what the other person is going to think. So this shows that how thoughtful she was, that if I send a love letter to him, he can think like this. So therefore she is already countering it. So then she says, Satyam aham api swa durvashasya swabhavam eva avedayami. So he says, you are right in saying it. This is another technique. Someone puts a question to you or a criticism, don't immediately say no. Say, yeah, you are right. And then slowly diffuse the criticism. Not immediately counterattack, refute. So she is first saying Satyam. So Satyam means true. So this is called Ardhangikar. This is called Abhyupagamvad. There is a name for it. Abhyupagamvad. That first you accept, and then you, what you call, then tear it apart slowly. So he says that actually the thing is that I have my nature, svabhava, and durvasasya svabhavam eva avedayami. And this svabhava is not in my control. And therefore I am offering this to you. Means I am being very open to you. I am not hiding anything. I am not playing game with you that actually I am being shameless, but I don't express it and just hide it behind my words. I am just being the way I am, and I am telling you this is how I am. And I am giving you the reason why my heart is like this. So tatsrutva apekshasva upekshasva va anugrahana nigrahana va. So I am very truthful, and I heard that you are satyam param dhimai. Satyavratam satyaparam tu satyam satyasya yoni nihitam cha satya. Right? That's, we heard so much about you that you like truth. So I am just being truthful. And after hearing what I have to say, then you can accept it or reject it. You can bless me or you can reject me. I will accept that as my fate, but I have to be truthful, because in love there is no deception. You cannot hide in love. In love you are open, absolutely 100 open. You are an open book. You can open any page and read. So I am being like that with you. So tatra khalu durlabhasya tav labha alabhabhyam sada sukham jivashyantyam adya svava marishyantyam mam na bhayalajjayatya. Says, therefore you are very rare to achieve, and because you are very rare to achieve, I may be successful in achieving you, I may not be successful in achieving you. If I am successful in achieving you, I will live happily for the rest of my life. Sada sukham jivashyantya. If I am not successful in achieving you, I will die today or tomorrow. Adya svava marishyanti. And therefore, I have made this resolve that either I have to live with you or I will die without you. Therefore, I do not have any fear and I don't have any shame. Because if you want to attain Krishna, you have to be nirbhaya. He is abhayacharana. Abhayacharana arvindare. Bhajru re manu Sri Nandanandan. Abhayacharana arvindare. So he is abhayacharana, and if you want to attain him, you have to be also nirbhaya. And lajja, says lajja, everything is known to you. So what is there to hide from you? So with this he speaks Srutva iti Shaptabhi, and she speaks 7 slokas. Hey Achyuta, so she is calling him as Achyuta, infallible one. Tav gunan rupam vashutva mam chittam aptrapam vigat lajjam sat tvai avishati iti machittasya niratrapi karne tvav guna rupe hetu mamcha karnau iti avyor ubhyor eva doshaiti. So she is very logical. She says that I am shameless and I am saying it. You don't have to say it, I myself saying. But in being me shameless, it is not only my fault. You are also a party to it. We both have fault. So your fault is that you have 2 things, your qualities and your form. Your beauty and your good qualities. And they have entered into my heart. And in entering into my heart, they have made my heart free of shame. When your qualities and your beauty entered into my heart, the shame ran away from there. He says, oh my God, these things are coming here, we cannot stay. So the fear and shame, they both just flew away as soon as they saw your gunas and your qualities entering into the heart. So therefore, it is only your qualities and your beauty that is the cause in making my heart shameless. So now, is it my defect or your defect? Tell me. Who told you to be so beautiful? And if you want to be so beautiful, then don't blame me that I become attracted to you. It's like people, they dress themselves very nicely, right? Spend so much time and money to beautify themselves. And then people look at them and say, why is he staring at me? No, he's staring at you because you prepared yourself for this. You spend a lot of time and hours. Right?
Like tattoo.
Yeah, so you make tattoo all over your body. And then you complain, why wherever I go people stare at me. Of course, man, they will stare at you. You spend so much money and time getting the tattoos all over your face and body and everywhere. So, otherwise why did you do it? Or keep it covered, put a mask on your face so nobody sees it. Then also they will stare, who is this guy? Is he a terrorist or what? So we have to also take responsibility ourselves and not just blame. So therefore he's saying that Krishna, take responsibility. Don't just blame me. So he says this is the two things which have caused trouble. And I am also caused because they entered through my ears. So my ears have also problem. My ears should have stopped them. Stop. I don't want you to enter inside. So karnau iti ubhyoreva dosha. So there is a principle in Purmimansa. It's a very important principle. Yascha ubhaya samo dosha pariharopi vasama. Tayor ekana prayok anuyoktavya tadrig artha vicharane. That if there are two people and they are arguing with each other, there is actually a sloka from Sloka Vartik by Kumaril Bhatta. So he says that if two people are arguing and I give an argument and you give an argument back to me, and your argument has a defect, but my argument also had a defect. So then he says that when both people have equal defect, then you cannot pinpoint only one that you are wrong. So yascha ubhayo samo dosha pariharopi vasam. So the defect is also equal and the solution is also equal. So then naeka pariyunoktavya tadrigartha vicharane. So then you cannot just blame one person. No, you lose the debate. No, it's not. Unless you prove that you do not have the defect, you are equal. So he says, therefore you have two problems, I have two ears which are problem. Because she has not seen him. She only heard about his qualities and also about his beauty. So it's only the ears which are problem, and there are two of them. So you have two problem, I have two problem, we are equal. And solution is also equal. You don't have this beauty, my ears will also don't like to hear. So you have your beauty and your qualities, that's your defect, and my ear, they love to hear it. So that's my problem and that's your problem. So this is the explanation. Good one. So na tvaya aham upalambhaniya napi maya tvam upalambhaniya iti bhava. So the meaning is that I should not blame you and you should not blame me. Let's be equal. Let's be friends. That we both have problem. and problem plus problem, no problem. Right? Here, generally problem plus problem means double problem. But here, problem plus problem, no problem. So that's the solution. So both will become free. He achyuta iti macchittam niratrapi bhuyapi tvai avishati tasmat tvam চ্যুতো na bhavashi. So why is he calling him as achyuta? Achyuta means one who does not fall. Right? Achyuta means to fall down. One who does not fall down is achyuta. He says, your heart, you have entered in my heart and it's not falling down from there. So that's why you are achyuta. So, macchittam niratrapi bhuyapi tvai avishati. That my heart becoming shameless has entered in you, not that he is entering, but my heart has entered in you, and from there it is not going down, it's not leaving. Why? Because you are achyuta. Na jane kim aparam chikirshati iti bhava. So I don't know what else it wants to do, what my chitta wants to do or what you want to do, it does not know. Nanu anyasyapi purushasya gunarupe prakishte bhavata eveti sakim na dushyate tatra maivam vachyamiti vadanti pratham gunan vishnishti. So then Krishna says, well, why are you just blaming me for having these qualities? There are other people also who have qualities like this. They are beautiful, they have good qualities. So why you do not blame them and you are just blaming me? So he says that no, don't speak like this. And saying like this, first he is saying how your qualities are extraordinary, unparalleled. There is nobody who is equal to you or more than you. So Srinvatam, Sravanvatam, Kanya Jananam, Karna Vivrai Niveshya Agat Niveshya Angatapam, Angayo, Sthul Sukshmayor Ubhyoreva Tapam, Samastameva Harto Nashyate. He says that your qualities are such that they enter into the ears of girls through the holes of the ears, then they destroy all the angatapam, all the problems in the trouble. They are saying raise the volume. Somebody wrote a message. So angayo sthul sukshmayor ubhyor eva tapam. So whether your gross body or subtle body, all your tap, suffering, misery is completely removed. Samastam eva harto nashyate. Etyevam bhuta gunaha kasya anyasya pumsho vartate. So tell me, who is the any other person who has got qualities like this? Tvam vadaiti bhava, please tell me. Rupam vishinasti, then she is distinguishing Krishna's beauty. Drishimato chakshushmatam jananam drisham drigindriyanam akhila anyuna shrestha ye artha vishya nilmani nilotpaladinam kanaka kunkumadinam padmarag bandhukadinam chandrakata chandradinam ye cha ye varna nilapita rakta shuklastebhya shakashadapi mahamadhurya sambandhi labho yatra. And then the beauty that if it enters into the eyes of those who have eyes, then they see all the artha labha. Artha here means objects which can be seen with the eyes. All the beautiful objects, whether they are lotus flower, blue, this sapphire or golden, kumkuma, etc., padmarag, bandhuka, these are flowers, chandrakantmani or moon. So whatever various types of colors which are attractive to people exist, so they are not superior than your bluish color and your yellow dress and Rakt Shukladi, because some parts of Krishna are reddish in color, like his lips, palms, his lotus feet, corner of the eyes, and teeth are white. Shukla. And if you are blackish in color, then white teeth, they shine better. Good contrast. So he says there is no one who has more beautiful these colors than you and the sweetness. So by seeing you, our sarvartha labham is like seeing everything. Tat rupam tvadiya gatra rasna adhara nakha, this saundaryam. So this rupa is talking about the beauty of his body, his tongue, his lips, his nails, etc. Tasmadevam bhutam rupam kasya anyasya vartate. So who is any other person who has beauty like this? Iti bhava, this is the meaning. Ateva anurupam sambodhyati he bhuvan sundara. And therefore she is addressing Krishna as Bhuvana Sundara. With this, the meaning. Bhuvaneshu urdhva adhovartishu prakrita aprakriteshu lokeshu sundara prakrityacha akrityacha sobhamana. So Bhuvana Sundara means Bhuvanushu Sundara. Bhuvanas means lokas. So whether lokas above, lokas below, lokas within the material world, lokas outside the material world, Goloka, Vaikuntha Loka, anywhere, there is no one who has beauty like you. And beauty is of two types. One is the beauty of Prakriti, other is the beauty of Akriti. So Prakriti is nature or qualities, Akriti is form. So you have beauty of both. So there is nobody who is more beautiful than you. So you know from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Krishna has 4 extraordinary qualities, and one of him is Rupa Madhuri. So therefore she calls him as Bhuvana Sundara, most beautiful. So this is the end of his commentary. Yes.
Do you know any explanation how she can have seen Krishna's beauty? How she could have seen Krishna's
She has heard.
beauty?
She only heard.
But didn't she say that...
That also she heard. She heard this. She heard about his qualities and about his beauty. Okay, Gustavo ji.
Pranam Babaji Maharaj. So earlier you were speaking about food and karma. So some people say when you buy baked bread that it has karma from the person. Is that true?
Yes. That's why it is said that we should not offer food cooked outside to the deities. Not that deities are bothered about karma, but this is the meaning. Means it doesn't have the love which devotee will have when he cooks with love. Narayanji.
Thank you.
Pranam Guru Maharaj. My question is that, in the towards the first half of the chapter, Lord Krishna is glorifying the great qualities of Brahmins. And here in modern times, that somebody can become a Brahmin pretty late in their life. There are movements which are, which have this kind of, they kind of give Brahminical initiation, things like that. My question is it possible to even become a Brahmin so late in life? And more broadly, is this Brahminical thing even the way it's being described, is that relevant or present in today's times?
Well, the point is that unless you define what you mean by Brahman, it is difficult because you have one concept of Brahman, but it is different than what is being described here. So this Brahmana here, there are two things. One is Brahmana, which is Varna. Like Krishna said, Chaturvarne Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. So there when he is talking about Chaturvarna, that is Varna, that is not Jati. That is not by birth, that is by your qualities and your action. And then there is Brahmana by Jati, that you are born in a Brahmanical family, or your parents are Brahmanas, you are born to them, then you are Brahmana. Like Krishna also says that Brahmano Janmana Guru, that a Brahman is Guru by birth. So there he is talking about Brahmana by birth. Means the parents are Brahmanas, it is not certain that the boy also has those qualities or not, but he is accepted as Brahmana. That's why, otherwise how will you manage to do the samskaras, that a Brahmana has to do Upnayan samskara when he is 7 years or 8 years old, Ashtavarshya. So how will you decide who is Brahmana? Like these days when you say, well, it is not by birth, it is only by qualities. So how would you decide? Kshatriya has to do Upnayan at 11 years. So this is a very big confusion in the mind of people. They do not understand the distinction between Varna and Jati. That's why they are two separate words and they don't have the same meaning. So some people are against Jati, this is a big problem, and Varna is really not understood. So you cannot make somebody as Brahmana like that. But if they have their own definition that I give you Diksha and then you become a Brahmana, that is their definition of Brahmana. So this is different, it doesn't match with that. So just because the same word is used, it should not be confused with that. You should, because words have their own meaning, and the same word can actually have a different meaning in a particular area, particular society. It is possible. Like you have the word Guru, so it has one meaning, but now Guru is also used in the sense in Hindi. You say, "Arey, wo to bada Guru aadmi hai." There it means that this guy is a very big cheater. Now if you don't know that, how you will wonder how this guy is calling him as a big Guru, You don't see anything in him like that. And now, you can make somebody Guru by vote, or you can undo him, he is no more a Guru. So that is one definition of Guru, that somebody can make someone a Guru and somebody can also unmake it. But that is their definition, we should understand that. It's not that there's something wrong with it, but they define it like that and they use the word like that. That's fine. But then it should not be misunderstood or confused when you see another. Then they say, well, he is not a qualified Guru. How do you know? Oh, in Shastra it says like this. But who told you that this is the definition they are using? They have their own definition. So somebody may have their own definition of what is a Brahmana. So if you understand that, then according to their definition he is a Brahmana. What's the problem?
And so that doesn't match with the context of and the explanation of Brahmana that is being described here.
That's where the problem comes when you mix the definitions and you start expecting this quality from that person who is not actually based on that definition.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. That actually one of the reasons I asked this is because in South India, and especially if you look at all the South Indian Brahminical communities, there is a lot of doubt around can somebody become a Brahmin, and nowadays a lot of people are taking and becoming Brahmins. So it creates a lot of confusion.
Yes, big confusion. Confusion, and people also want to keep this confusion because it helps them to rule over others. That's why some people in India, like this Rahul Gandhi, etc., they are so much after this Jati census. Why is he doing it? What is his benefit? If you ask him, what is your Jati, can he tell? He cannot tell his own Jati, but he wants everyone to be known. What is your Jati? Ask Rahul Gandhi what is his Jati, can he tell? He cannot. Because he is not a Gandhi actually to begin with. He doesn't have a jati.
Thank you. Thank you.
So these are the type of confusion which float around and people propagate them. And it causes big confusion, and then debates are going on and arguments are going on and people are fighting this, that. Okay? All right.